Hi students, today we will discuss about the heating effect of electric current. Heating effect of electric current. So what is the meaning of these things? Suppose in your home one bulb is glowing, one electric bulb is glowing, and after few minutes, after a few time, if you touch the bulb, then you can understand the you can feel the bulb becomes heated, the glass of the bulb becomes heated. The question, why the heat is produced? What is the reason of this heat? This heat is produced due to the electric current. So the bulb is glowing due to the electricity, and due to the electric current the heat is produced. And similarly, if you think if you observe the electric iron becomes heated. Why? Due to the electricity. Different appliances, electric heater, the heat is produced due to the electric current. So we can say when the current is flowing through any circuit or through any appliances, then heat will produce. For everywhere, heat must be produced if current is flowing. And this phenomena is known as the heating effect of electric current. And this heating effect is utilized in our daily life in different way. Example, electric heater. Here the heat is used. This heat is produced due to the electric current. Electric iron, geyser, room heater. So these are the application of the heating effect of electric current. Here, due to the electric current, heat is produced, and that heat is used in different way. Now question, how much heat will produce when the current will flow through any electrical appliance or through any electric circuit? So here, if I draw one circuit, suppose this is an electrical circuit and this is the resistance R, this resistance R, and I current is flowing through this resistance. I current is flowing through the resistance R. So we know if the current is flowing, then heat must be produced. But how much heat is produced, that is now we define. Suppose if I current is flowing through R, resistance R, during time t. So during time t, I current is flowing through the resistance R, and let H heat is produced. So this H is related with this I, with this R, and with this T. How? The H is directly proportional to the square of the current flow. That means if the current flow is more, then the heat will more. The heat produced in that circuit will more. So heat H is directly proportional to the square of the electric current when R and T now constant. Now resistance R and T constant. For a given resistance for a particular time, the heat is directly proportional to the I square. Second thing is H proportional to the resistance R when I and T constant. That means if a particular amount of current is flowing during the particular time T, then the heat is directly proportional to the resistance. If the resistance is more, then more heat will produce. If resistance is less, then less amount of heat will produce. And third is H is directly proportional to the T where I and R is constant. That means for a particular circuit of resistance R, if particular current I is flowing, then the amount of heat produced that depends on the time of the duration of current flow. If the current is flowing for the long time, then more heat will produce. If the current flow is for a short time, then less heat will produce. So the heat produced, that is H directly proportional to the I square, H directly proportional to the R, and H directly proportional to the time of current flowing. So H directly proportional to the square of the current flow, H directly proportional to the resistance, and H directly proportional to the what? Time of current flow. Now if you combine these three, relation, that means H proportional to I square RT, where I, RT are variable. They can vary. Because in this circuit I is variable, in this circuit R is variable, in this circuit T is variable. So when we when we combine all of these things, then I, R, T, for this I is variable, for this R is variable, for this T is variable. So I, R, T all are variable as we combine these three relations. Now if we want to replace this proportional sign, then we know we can replace this proportional sign by a constant. And after the calculation from here, we will get, that is H is equal to I square RT. H is equal to I square RT. So if I current is flowing through the resistance R during time T, then I square RT heat will produce in that circuit. This is the heating effect of electric current. We can define it in terms of work done. Now we do that. Now see here I draw another circuit, similar circuit. Here resistance R, I give the source voltage V, and I current is passing through the resistance R. That means we can say that is here the potential difference across R is V, because here V is the supplied voltage. So here as the potential difference across R is V, and I current is flowing through the resistance R. Current is flowing means the charge particles are flowing. We know that the current flow is the result of flow of charge. So here the I current is flowing through the R, that means charge particles are flowing through the R. And we know at the first class, we know the relation, we discussed about the relation, that is potential difference is equal to electrical work done by charge flowing. So here what is the potential difference? V is the potential difference. Electrical work done means W, and the charge flowing, that is what? Q. So V is equal to W by Q. So from here we can write W is equal to V into Q. Again, we know I is equal to what? Q by T. I is equal to Q by T. So from here you can write Q is equal to I into T. So from here we can write what? Q is equal to I into T. So if you put this value Q is equal to IT in this equation, suppose this is the equation number 1. So put the value of Q in equation 1. So we can write W is equal to V and Q means what? I into T. So V I T. Again, W is equal to, देखो from Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. So if we put the value V IR, so that means at the place of V we put IR, so I into R. So at the place of V we put IR and there is I and there is T. So W is equal to I square RT. So when the current I is flowing through the resistance R due to the potential difference V, then electrical work done V is equal to I square RT. And this work done, we know that work done can be stored as energy. So this work done will be stored as heat energy in that circuit. So this work is done and this work done will be stored as energy. Which types of energy? Heat energy. So from here you can write this work done will store as heat energy in the circuit. Therefore heat H is equal to, we can write I square RT. Listen, this I square RT and here also we get that is I square RT. That means here when I say about the constant, the value of the constant becomes 1. Okay, so here this is the heating effect of electric current, H is equal to I square T by this relation, and again we prove that H is equal to I square T from the concept of potential difference and electrical work done. This is about the heating effect of electric current. Now this heating effect of electric current is applicable, I say before, that is this is applicable for the electric heater, electric geyser, electric iron, for all of this. Now one things keep in your mind, for that electrical appliance, suppose if you see think about the electrical heater, the coil of the heater. So which property must be should be there in the coil of the heater? Listen one thing, here I and T in your home, that is fixed. The heater can draw the current which it needs. So if the resistance R of the coil is more, then the heat produced will be more. So we can say that for the electrical appliances where the heating effect of electrical current is used to increase the heat, the resistance of the coil of these things should be more. And another things, if more heat is produced in the coil of the electric heater, so at more heat the coil may melt. So there is also a problem. So how can we avoid this problem? That means you also have to select a particular types of material having high melting point. If the coil of the electric heater has a high melting point, that means at high heat or high temperature, the electrical heater's coil will not melt. And this the same thing is for also the filament of electrical bulb. The filament of electrical bulb is made by tungsten, which have the high resistance. More heat is produced and the bulb can glow. It has a high melting point, that's why it cannot melt and the bulb cannot be fused easily. The bulb can tolerate, the filament can tolerate the heat. Why? Because the filament has the high heat, that means melting point. At the high temperature, it cannot be oxidized. And its thermal expansion, the filament, we know that if heat is produced in any metallic substance or any substance, then the material can expand. But for the filament, the expansion is also very less. When heat is produced in the filament, first the filament cannot melt due to its high melting point. It also cannot expand more. If it expands more, then the filament becomes loose. So that is also not done. That means its expansion also less. So when you use the heating effect of electric current, then that few properties should be maintained. First is high resistance must be required to produce more heat. High melting point must be required because at high temperature it can't melt. Thermal expansion should be less because at the more heat, if it expands, then there will be problem. So these properties must be what? Must be restricted. That means must be maintained in the appliances where the heating effect of electric current is used.